Hey guys, my name is Olisa. Thank you so much for dropping by. Be sure to subscribe for more great content. Today's video is one that's actually a lot more requested than I had expected. So recently, a lot more people are asking me to talk about how I shop and ship to Kenya from the US, from the UK, from all these like websites, Sephora and whatever. So today I am here with all of the tea. I do have a couple of new shipping companies that I want to test out, so I don't have information about them yet. So I will give you my current experience, all the pros, all the cons. We're gonna basically deep dive into exactly how I shop and ship to Kenya from these different websites. So if you want to see all of that and more, then just keep watching. So basically how I shop. First of all, I will mention that there are some websites in the US that do not accept foreign cards. You don't have to use a credit card to shop. You can use your debit card, but I only use my debit card because I don't keep money in that account. So I use my EcoBank debit card, and it's just a normal one that they give you. You pay 500 bob, you get your card. Just as long as it's a Visa, MasterCard, it's one of those internationally protected cards, which is what all Kenyans use apparently. So yeah, as long as you have a Visa card or a MasterCard or one of those, you can shop from most websites in America. Some websites won't even let you load them if they notice that you're outside of America. So if you have to use a VPN to like bypass the security measures to ensure only Americans can see those websites, then that is a website that is unlikely to accept your money. Let's talk about PayPal. PayPal does not allow you to make purchases using it if the address it's being delivered to is different. So my PayPal is obviously linked to my Kenyan address. So if I am paying for something, PayPal will not allow the purchase to go through if the address the product is being delivered to is in the US. This is to avoid fraud because someone could get my PayPal information, put in my email address and like try to ship something to themselves. But also it does hinder a lot of shopping through PayPal because if you don't want to use your card directly on the website because then they have the information to charge you in the future, then you do want to go through PayPal, but now PayPal won't let you ship directly to Kenya. And I've never tried the whole AliExpress thing, so I've never shipped directly to like a post office here. So it is a very big hindrance using PayPal. However, the loophole that I have found when using PayPal, this is something like y'all are benefiting from 3 years of my experiences with shipping because it's been a journey. Let's just say that. And over these past 3 years, like a website like Sephora does not accept international cards. Very depressing, but unfortunately it's true. However, I do shop on Sephora regularly. How do I do that? Because I go on Sephora and using my PayPal account that is linked to my bank card, I buy a gift card. So if I want to make a purchase of, let's say, a foundation and a couple of other things, and the total cost of the purchase is like $50 or $20, or even Sephora allows you to buy a gift card for $5, I will then put 5,000 shillings in my Kenyan account, in my EcoBank account. And also I will factor in exchange rate because it is a big thing. Also, the sun keeps coming in and going. I'm sorry if I get like a bit too bright in this video, but I do have a skylight. And those are some of the perks of having a skylight in your sitting room. Most places that have gift cards allow you to purchase them in whatever denomination you need. So if you need $5, $10, if you need multiples, that's also an option. So like let's say last week I bought something from Sephora and I bought a $50 gift card, but there's like $3 left on that card and I want to buy something for $23 today. So I can buy a second gift card for $20 and still redeem my previous gift card of $3. I hope that makes sense. I can pay for these gift cards using my PayPal account, which is linked to my bank. So Sephora won't take my money, but PayPal will take my money. And because it is an electronic gift card, so it is being delivered to my email address and not to a physical location, PayPal allows the payment to go through. Then I turn around and use that gift card to buy from Sephora. I hope that made sense. I'm trying to like break it down as much as I can. Okay, so the sun is going a little bit crazy on me and I'm trying different angles. It's not working. So I'm just gonna have to keep pausing as the sun keeps coming out. But if I do get overexposed at some points in this video, just bear with me. But yes, I hope even with my wonky light situation, you are understanding what I'm saying. So if I had a previous balance on a gift card, Sephora does allow you to use a maximum of 2 gift cards on their website. Whereas if you wanted to use like up to 10 gift cards, you have to call them and then they will apply it to your purchase. And you can call America very, very easily, so it's not really like it's a big deal. What I have found as a problem with Sephora, and I'm talking about Sephora a lot because this is a makeup focused channel, so I've bought a lot of makeup on Sephora and I've had this challenge like at different points in my journey. So the shipping company that I use uses a warehouse in Delaware. That is a good thing because Delaware in the States doesn't have taxes on products that you purchase, and tax there is applied after the purchase is made. So I don't pay taxes in the States for those products, right? But now because it is a warehouse, it seems to have a different like delivery system put in place for it versus like a house. So Sephora does not deliver to places that are not houses. So the first time I made an order on Sephora, it went through and it wasn't an issue. So the second time I made one, I expected it to be the same thing, but my order just kept failing and being refunded to my gift card. And you see, at that point you've already committed to a gift card, so you've already given them your money, so you really want your product. So what I did was, I think I tweeted them or I emailed them or something like that, and then they explained to me that my address is not a residential address, so they do not deliver there. So I got in touch with my shipping people, and because the owner of the company actually has family in the States, like she's from there, I assume, she made it so all shipments that her company handles from Sephora actually shipped to a lady's house in Minnesota, which now adds taxes to my order. But now from Minnesota, it has to be shipped to Delaware, which is another cost that is pushed onto me, which is fine because it is my product. So every time I'm ordering on Sephora, I do have to factor in all these extra costs. And then obviously I have to pay shipping to Kenya. So it does make it a bit more of a roundabout process. So if you do have a shipper, maybe request if they have that particular option available, and then see if they can accommodate you in that way. That is one really big pro about my shipping company, is that I have been with them for 3 years almost, I think, and in that time, only one product has actually gotten lost, and I did get refunded for it. I did have them order something for me, and then they ordered the wrong shade, and I refused to accept it, so I was refunded for that as well. That was such an inconvenience, but yeah, point is, at least it was somewhat sorted. And then the other issue I've had is that products, instead of getting lost, wouldn't be delivered to me for like 2 months, because they'd be delivered, but then like they wouldn't be labeled properly, so no one would know that it's there. So I've had like something sitting in their office for like 2 months, and yet it's been delivered, but it's not being found in the warehouse. They're saying that it's not there, so it's like, is it lost? But because it was a more expensive product, they were more motivated to look for it, so they found it after 2 months. So I was very frustrated. This literally happened last year, and I'm still salty about it, but you know, it's okay, it's fine. Very frustrating, but yeah, just okay, we'll talk about the company a bit later. Now we're talking about the different websites. So that is how you handle Sephora. They do not accept your cards. You cannot use PayPal to ship directly. What you can do is buy a gift card. So I assumed that this shortcut would work for all of the e-commerce websites in America that don't accept like different cards. Mind you, I'm speaking a lot about the US because I barely ship from the UK. I only shipped from the UK Morphe store because the US Morphe store had already discontinued the thing that I wanted, and I really wanted it before the UK store ran out of stock. So that is the only thing that took me to the UK. Also, it is slightly more expensive with my shipping company, but it is also much faster to ship from the UK than the US. So there are a lot of times when things will be stuck in customs, but it's an issue directly related to American shipments versus the British shipments. They just come in like so easily. So there's that to factor in. I assumed the gift card trick would work on all websites, but it does not. So here is where the issue comes in. A website like Ulta that has amazing rewards and amazing, like a really good like loyalty program, they do not want money that is not American money. Ulta does not accept international cards. So they recently, like literally only a year ago, did they introduce gift cards. So I was so excited because I'm like, finally I can use my Sephora situation and like apply it to Ulta and everything will be just fine, right? So I buy the gift card, go to make my payment on the website, and even though I would need to add a cent, literally everything I've put everything in my cart, which is very important that you do. Actually put the things that you want in your cart. Don't just look at the numbers and then like buy an equivalent gift card, because you're not factoring in any taxes, any shipping, any of that. So I've literally put every single thing that I need in my cart, seen the total amount, and then gone and put money in my bank, plus about 300 shillings for like currency exchange rate. That's usually what it is. I usually put a buffer of maybe like 800 shillings just to be safe. So I've done all of that. I've bought the gift card, and And then I come to make my payment on the website, and even though I have a gift card, it still requires you to actually enter card information for it to go through. And it's one thing if it needs card information but doesn't ever actually check it. It's a completely different thing when it needs card information that it has to verify before it accepts to use your gift card. Like, that doesn't make any sort of sense. Like, I'm so frustrated. I was so frustrated. So because I already had a gift card and there's no way to get your money back, I had to use my shipping company's buy for me program. But then they charge you 20% even though you've already paid for it. So I wanted something worth $60. I'd already bought the $60 gift card, including shipping, including everything. I just needed them to process it. And then I still had to pay 20% on top of that. So I was very upset about that. Did not make any sort of sense to me. So I just avoid shopping on Ulta altogether. I'm like, if you won't accept my valid international Visa card, then you don't want my money, and I'm not forcing you to take my money. End of story. Okay, sun is finally gone, so we can continue. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the difference between a shipping address and a billing address. It seems pretty obvious, but when you are faced with a decision on the website, it can get a bit confusing. Like, you can get intimidated by the idea of, am I making the right choice? So here's a quick explanation. Shipping address is where the product will be shipped to. So whatever American address you have been assigned by your shipping company, that is your shipping address. Check it, double check it, triple check it a million times just to be sure it is absolutely correct. Because if your product is delivered to the wrong address, your shipping company is not at fault. The people who sent you the product are not at fault. It is entirely your own fault. And if they're kind enough to refund you, great. If they're not, then you're kind of screwed. You've just wasted money, So double, triple, quadruple check your shipping address. They do require a phone number with these shipping addresses. So my shipping company just gives me a generic one. So if I ever need to enter an American number into some database or whatever, that's a number that I use. But you don't use your personal number for the telephone number in that section. On the other hand, billing address. Now, the billing address is the information associated with your bank account. So when you open an account, you give them your physical address, you give them a PO box, you give them a phone number to contact you by. Those are the things that you put into those different sections. So your billing address is different from your shipping address. Your shipping address will be in the States or in UK or wherever it is you want your products delivered, but your billing address will be where they will charge you, which is the information sitting with your bank. If you are unsure about that information, call your bank, double check it, write it down somewhere and save it, because you will need to enter that over and over and over again. What that is a security measure. So basically, you'll tell the company, I'm so-and-so from this address, I'm ordering something and I want to deliver to address B, yeah? So the company will then get in touch with your banking systems and double check this information. So if you put in a different billing address than the one that is on your card, the bank will reject that transaction as being a false one. They'll assume someone has stolen your card number and is trying to just make up some shit to be able to purchase on your card. And I'm not saying credit card or debit card because it's different for everyone, but here debit cards are much more common than credit. So again, do not let it be an account that you leave money sitting in, because the company you're buying from may not want to swindle you, but a lot of companies have been hacked and information has been stolen and money has been wiped out from other people's accounts, and it takes a while for banks to sort that out. So you don't really want to be left screwed. So I literally use my online purchasing account just for money flowing in for purchases and out towards the purchases. Sun's coming back again, so hopefully we can get through this quickly. Yeah, so your billing address does have to be accurate, including your PO box, including your phone number. This is where you put in your phone number that is linked to your card and not the phone number linked to your shipping address, okay? I hope that is clear. Any questions, just ask in the comments below. Happy to help. Okay, the sun has finally moved, so everything is now back to normal. No more overexposure. I apologize for that, but let's move on. The next tip I have is that you should always have your card on you, even though once you use your browser, it will save your information, so you can easily just pull that up. But there is a little number at the back of the card that websites will ask you to put in just to confirm that you are actually physically in possession of the card, and it is easy to forget it, so just keep the card on you just in case. You never know. You do need to enter the information exactly as it is on the card, so your first names in that order, the card number, and then that back number in the the CVC and like the expiry date, etc., etc. So the next tip is how to handle regular subscription. So something like BoxyCharm is a monthly subscription unless you decide to pay for like 3 months or 6 months or 1 year upfront. I always do the monthly one because I want to be able to cancel it whenever I don't need it anymore. And even then, when I forget to cancel it because I don't have money on the card regularly, then even when they try to charge me, it fails and then I remember to cancel it. So that's why I suggest not using your like primary bank account as your international shipping bank account, because then when you have money in there for other things, including like even just random payments, like I have to pay GoDaddy for like my email address, and every year they do take it out of my account. But I have had different occasions where they try to charge me a bit more for like an additional product that I didn't sign up for, and because the payment failed initially, I was able to manually go into my account and actually approve that transaction because I had put money into my account. So it just gives you a lot more control over how much you're shopping and how much other companies can actually charge you for, because you do give them your information. By giving them your information, you're giving them the power to make charges on your account. Usually they only charge you that one time that you order something, but they do still have access to that information, so you just want to protect yourself. So now we're going to talk about the actual shipping company that I use. It is a company called Something Random, run out of Karen. So my pickup station for things when they arrive in Kenya is in Karen, and there are so many pros and cons to this company. Let's just talk about them, you know? So let's start with the pros. I have been with them for 3 years, and I like that I always know that my product will get here. The con is that it can take literally 3 months for it to get here, but I know it'll get here. It'll get here in one piece. If they lose something, they replace it, so they're very motivated not to lose it. Though recently I saw there's like a policy change and like they want us to get insurance, so now I'm scared of ordering something really expensive, because then they could be like, oh, you didn't pay for insurance, so we're not paying you back, you know? So I don't really know what's happening there, and that's kind of part of my hesitation with recommending them. So the way it works is that shipments from America are supposed to take about 14 days, whereas shipments from the UK are supposed to take about 8 to 10 days. So unfortunately, with just customs and the way everything runs in this country, it never works that way. So I usually just ship something, have it delivered to my US address, and then inform my contact person at the company that there is a product coming and that she should let me know when it comes. And like 3-4 weeks later, I get a heads up, like I get an invoice in my email. That's how I know something has come. So I ask her to send me pictures, and then she does on WhatsApp, and I know exactly what has arrived. It can be a little faster, it can be a lot slower, so you really do have to be patient with this whole shipping process. Again, a huge pro is that the shipping address is in Delaware, so I don't have to pay most of the American taxes when I order to Delaware. If I have to ship it to Minnesota, then I have to pay taxes, but usually no taxes in America. Amazing. I also like that the shipping rate is quite fixed. They've changed their charging structure, so I guess if you have £5 and above, they charge you $7.50, and if you have less than that, they charge you like $8.50, $800, like that. I used to say that they were the cheapest in the market until someone commented on a post on Instagram the other day about a different company that charges you 1,000 bob per kg, because half a kg is £1, so I am paying $8.50 for half a kg, whereas I could be paying 1,000 bob for 1 kg. So I'm definitely going to try out that shipper and then like let you know how it goes. But so far, these prices, I mean, it does make shipping expensive. There's some months I've had to pay like, let me not say any numbers, but I've had to pay a lot. Well, I'll tell you the numbers of my friend. He shipped like 10 books, but you know, these are like textbooks, academic study books, and he paid 15,000 shillings in shipping alone just because of the weight of the book. So yeah, shipping by weight does get a bit restrictive. Like, I really want to get a fake plant, but when I look at the shipping weight of the fake plant, it's just not worth it, because I'll end up paying like 3 times the worth of the fake plant, whereas I could just go to Mr. Price and pay 2 times the worth of the fake plant. So it's something you definitely have to weigh out. Like, you need to know the weight of the things that you're shipping before you ship them in. If the thing is very light but very long, then it takes up a lot more space in their shipping, and they will charge you based on volume and not weight. So those are all details that you have to confirm with whichever shipping company you're using. So this is just a heads up to keep these things in mind. Oh, another thing that I will mention is that you really need to confirm with whichever shipping company you're using the things that are allowed to be shipped in and things that are not allowed to be shipped in, because I have like my got to be aerosol can. I really wanted to ship it in because it's so cheap on Amazon, but apparently some things are just too highly explosive to be allowed to be shipped in. So it can be shipped in, but it would take months and months and months for it to clear. So there are some hazardous products, like if I wanted to ship in a battery or something that has a battery in it, I do have to pay a bit extra for the shipping just because of that extra hazardous shipment situation. So you definitely do need to check on shipping restrictions with whichever company you choose, because different people have different lists, but it's usually things that are in aerosol cans, alcohol, like heavy alcohol content because it's very flammable, and also like batteries and things like that because they can explode on the plane and like mess everything up, so it's quite tricky. You do have to double check before you send them out, because if you send out a restricted item and they can't ship it, they won't refund you for that. Now on to the cons of my personal shipping company. The thing is, I've never really talked about them before because I've recommended them to a few personal friends of mine, and as they try to ship something in, this was even before they said the whole you have to set up an account to them and whatever. So I had a few friends that I did recommend that started shipping with them. First of all, you call, the numbers are not answered until they like switched over to a new system. You would just call and the number is just ringing off the hook, which is a very it doesn't build confidence when you're trying to use someone for the first time. Communication is not the best. I've had an issue with communication since like last year. You'll ask a question on WhatsApp because that's the easiest channel to talk to someone, and you don't get a response for like 4 days. So it doesn't really make any sense. I have had friends who tried to ship with them before, would ask questions about like their shipment and update or something, and they wouldn't get a response. So who do they come to ask the questions? Crystal, me. I would literally have to tell my friends, even before like I give them the information, I'll tell them, don't come back to me because I am not their customer service. I don't have any answers for you. And my friends will be like, yes, of course, I understand you don't work for them. Yet the second something goes wrong, they won't get any answers from the company. So I am the person that they turn to, and it's very, very frustrating. Like for me, it's exhausting because I'm not being paid to deal with this shit. I don't understand where your products are. I don't understand what the process is. I don't know what's happening. So then I have to go and follow it up for them. And it's exhausting for me to recommend them. That's why I haven't come here and told you like, oh, go try this company out, because the second you have a problem, you will be in my comments, you will be in my DMs, and I don't have any more information for you than just another random person on the street who does not know anything about the business. Very frustrating. Before I go on to another thing I hate, I should mention the office visits, like actually going to pick your package, is literally the best part of the communication for me, because the chick who handles everything, she's so chill, she's so nice, she's so friendly. So she makes it very easy to communicate with her. But even like the last time I picked up a package, which we're going to discuss, someone was complaining that their phones are never answered, that she doesn't get any communication from them. Like she was really upset about the poor customer service. And I found out about them in that Nairobi Expats Marketplace group that I told you about. And every other day I see people posting like they're done with them, they're moving on. Can someone recommend a shipper other than them, because they're tired? So the communication does need to be worked on quite a bit, but the office visits are always a blast. Other thing I have an issue with is, I don't know if this falls under communication, because it is their own communication to their American partners. Whoever it is that's handling their shipping in Delaware pisses me off every other month. And it's gotten to a point where at this stage, I have talked about it so many times that I'm just done. Like I have a couple of things coming. Once they come in, I'm moving on to the other 1000 Bob shipping company. Hopefully things work out to them, because I'm just tired of talking about the same thing over and over again. If you have noticed, some months in my BoxyCharm unboxings, I will like show you the box, and like I even have one sitting right here because they're amazing for storage even after I'm done with like my whole unboxing situation. But also for me being a blogger, the whole point of ordering like a subscription box or something like that is for me to get it in the packaging so I can make like an event out of the unboxing and whatever. But I recently ordered a FabFitFun box, and this is how it came. This is literally... This gets on my last nerve because I've literally been complaining about this since last year, and I'll complain right now. My next shipment will come in the box, and then the one after that won't come in a box. So I have to, like, they consolidate the products, they remove the boxes and the packaging and whatever, so that your shipping weight is less. But I've told them I am happy to pay the full shipping price, including the box, because I want, first of all my products to be there. I want to have the confidence that everything I ordered has been packed and shipped, and also the unboxing element of it, because then what is the point of shipping a BoxyCharm box or a FabFitFun box from America if this is how I'm going to get it, and yet I could have had such a beautiful box to like present it to you with. So So even when I'm doing my video, I kind of have to pull things out of this because I don't have an existing FabFitFun box that I can just pour these into. So I'm very, very disappointed about that. I literally bitched so hard about it that all my recent BoxyCharms have come in their boxes. However, the second I stop reminding them constantly to leave my stuff as it was shipped, they give it to me in this. And you know, it doesn't sound like that big a deal if you're not someone who's shipping stuff just to unbox it. But I have a friend who actually ordered the FabFitFun is another regular subscription box. A friend of mine she signed up to it and they give her like a coupon that she can give to her friends to order a cheaper box. That is what this is. Now, her box is the bigger main box. And because there are variations in products, we needed to come in the box with all the information contained so we can make sure that all her products have actually come to her. This is her first time getting this box. She is shipping using my address. So it's all coming under my name. So we got like doubles of this and doubles of other products and we don't know what is hers and what is mine. Luckily in my box, it came with a list of the things that are supposed to be in my box. So I just default gave everything else to her, obviously. But the way they've unpackaged them, they also lose like the slips that have all the information containing the product. So there's no way to double check that someone hasn't stolen something out of your package. And I say stolen because in the past with like a Sephora package, I would order products and then someone would go and like switch out my samples, which is kind of the whole reason you order from Sephora, because you want a specific sample that you want to try out. I chose the ABH dip brow situation and someone switched it out with like a porcelain foundation. Like you gave me a white person foundation instead of the ABH dip brow sample that I ordered and I know was shipped with my package, and then like you ask questions about it and it's like, oh, that must have happened in transit or something, and it's like, no, if you had left it in the box, this confusion would not have happened. So my friend is really disappointed because she doesn't even understand what came in her box, because it's like FabFitFun gave her bonus products, but there's no way to confirm it because there's no way to know what was actually fully in the box because they already took everything out of the box. So we don't know what they left out and what they put in, because I'll have packages like this, like because I'm a blogger, I get a couple of free products like sent my way every so often, and a lot of the times like one of the products I didn't even know had come here for 2 months just because they had taken out the name, like the people who ship me products. Like for example, this eyeshadow palette, the company is Alter Ego and they do amazing palettes. I can't wait to tell you about them because that's what I have on my eyes. But you see, it comes with a note like just basically thanking me for like accepting this product, and sometimes it comes with instructions or like special just little bits of information, you know. When I went back to the girl who shipped me the oil and I like asked her for a list of ingredients, she was like, oh, this is a list, but it was on the note I included. And I was like, I didn't get any note because the shipping people took my package apart, threw away everything that they didn't deem was important, and then sent me the item, which definitely takes away from the value they're giving me and takes away from the value that I can give you. What the fuck? So things like this going missing from my package just because someone somewhere decides that they're gonna open it anyway, even though I had my shipping address changed to reflect that it should not be opened. Or even if you need to open for whatever custom purposes, open it but leave it in the box as it was after you have confirmed that nothing hazardous is in it. So it's just, I'm very frustrated. Clearly it's the same thing as when I talked about my couch in like my house tour video. I'm gonna tell you all the pros and all the cons, so the day you decide to like go and try it out for yourself, you're not coming back and you're like, oh, this happened with me, why didn't you tell me this was a possible problem, you know? So I'm just giving you all of my pros, all of my cons. But yes, that is how I ship. I get an American address, I deliver everything to the American address. Things are delivered to me after a few weeks. I literally just cross my fingers and hope. So after a few weeks, things are delivered and then I bring them here to you. I can't think of anything that I've missed out on, but if I have, leave it in the comments below and I will be happy to get back to you. So thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe, of course. Let me know if you have any shipping companies that you recommend, any shipping companies you'd like me to try out, because I do have a couple of things like already default like in shipping to me. So once those things come in, then I'm willing to branch out, and like the next shipment I have, I'm gonna send it somewhere, and the next one I have after that, I'm gonna like experiment with different shipping companies to see what happens. I'd love to test out a few and then come to you with more information in maybe a follow-up video if you would like to see that. So if you would like to see that, do let me know in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.